Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of Indigenous. Today we're going to be brief, educational, and open-minded, right? This video is for everybody, people learning English or people who already know English. But I'm doing these videos so that we can learn together about Native or Indigenous cultures around the world. And specifically, Indigenous genders beyond the West, beyond Europe and North America. Our purpose here is to educate people about non-binary genders and non-binary people so we can give them the respect and the rights that they deserve just like everybody else. We want to avoid putting people in a Euro-Christian box where only male and female is acceptable. Doing that ignores Native cultures around the world. Cultures that have been hurt and almost lost because of this colonial oppression. So let's begin. Woo! You have no idea how many takes that took. Today, we're moving from Hawaii to India. You have to say it like that. India. Now, let's clear something up. No, I'm not Indian from India. My whole life, people have mistaken me for being Indian, but I'm not. I'm Mayan from Guatemala. However, when people think I'm Indian, my reaction is usually something like,
"Oh my God, thank you." But no.
I take it as a compliment. Like, I want to go to India so badly. I've tried to learn Hindi. It's such a beautiful language. The writing is so incredible. Bollywood movies are everything.
ख्याल रखना इसका जब नखरे करना बंद कर चल मत्था टेक
Come on, Sam. Mom के पैर छुओ.
उसने मुझे मॉम बुलाया
Oh my god, the dancing. But it just didn't stick. Oh, I remember door. Darwaza. And the man and the woman eat. Larki et oret kar hai. Et oret? Larki oret?
No, sorry. Next.
Anyways, India is a big place in South Asia that has been colonized. As a result, this has affected their cultural systems of gender. In India, we have a group of people who are not considered male or female, a non-binary group, an in-between group called Hijra. I apologize for my pronunciation, but woo, there is your consonant challenge for the day. J and R. Hijra. In terms of gender, Hijra are not male or female, but more of an in-between being. Even in the ancient texts, like the Hindu text, the Ramayana, or the Kama Sutra, a Sanskrit text. In these pre-colonial texts, there's mention of Hijra as just another part of the population. Oh, and while we're talking about that, a couple of other side notes about language. Hinduism is a major religion in India. Hindi is one of the widest spoken languages in India. So, a person practices Hinduism, that person is Hindu. A person speaks Hindi. Try and keep those straight. People get those mixed up all the time. Not just people learning English. Girl, trust. Americans do this all the time, especially with the words Arab and Arabic. Native speakers pay attention. Americans pay attention. Arab in general refers to somebody whose ethnic identity is that from the Arabian Peninsula. Arabic is a language. So, incorrect is he is Arabic. Incorrect is he is Hindi. Girl, you can't be a language. Stop that. What she had tried to say was he is Arab, talking about where he's from, or he is Hindu, talking about the religion he practices. So be careful with these words. Here's a chart. Okay, so where were we? In the ancient Hindu text, the Ramayana, there's mention of Hijra. In this type of, I think, religious Hindu mythology, there's gods and goddesses, deities, that also don't define themselves as one particular gender. For example, I've been trying to understand the god Ardhanarishvara, who is a deity formed from the merging of a male masculine god Shiva and a female god Parvati. Parvati, who I believe is the goddess of fertility. What I've read so far is actually kind of beautiful. Shiva and Parvati got married and they loved each other so much, they wanted each other to experience everything they were experiencing. They wanted their partner to experience everything they were feeling. So they became one being. That being, Ardhanarishvara, half male, half female. Okay, Again, please feel free to correct me if I'm saying any of this wrong in the comments below. I'm still reading up on this, but it is fascinating. To relate that to Hijra, you can see if you have non-binary gendered beings in pre-colonial texts, religion, and culture, then having non-binary gendered beings in Indian society wouldn't be weird. It wouldn't be weird or frowned upon. Come on, phrasal verb. But then here comes colonialism. Here we come to wreck the day. Our Christianity is the only thing that matters. I'm gonna read something from an article by Jeffrey Gettleman? Ooh, my bad. On his work in India. No, really, I'm just gonna read it. Hundreds of years ago, under traditional Hindu culture, Hijras enjoyed a certain degree of respect. But Victorian England changed that. When the British colonized India in the mid-19th century, they brought a strict sense of judgment to sexual mores, criminalizing carnal intercourse against the order of nature. That was the beginning, scholars say, of a mainstream discomfort in India with homosexuality, transgender people, and Hijras. So, what do you think happened? Because Hijras were different, Europeans were like,
Ew, gross, we don't like that. Let's hate on it until it disappears.
guess what?
It's me! Again, bitch!
Still here. So today, Hijras are still considered special people for some. People still have them attend birthday parties, weddings, special ceremonies, because they're seen as higher beings, or they're seen as just special. I think sometimes they even bless people. But they're still discriminated against. They're made fun of, they're assaulted, they're raped. They often have few job opportunities, and a lot of times they have to turn to sex work, prostitution, like a lot of other transgendered or non-binary people in other countries, places, and cultures too. So let's go back to our objective for this series. We're looking at gender through the lens of other cultures. Last time we talked about Polynesia, right now we're talking about South Asia. Neither of these places began as Christian. Colonization by the West, Western culture, Western society, Western religion has really hurt and oppressed these people, has really hurt this aspect of Indian gender. So what we're trying to do together is to not just focus on the West. And remember that it's a big world out there. India is valid too. Hinduism is just as important as Christianity. Hijra deserve all the same rights and respect as cis men and cis women. And while we're talking about it, third gender beings are not just relative to India. In other countries in the region, they have third gendered beings as well. Nepal, Pakistan, Bangladesh. Actually, in some of these places, third gendered beings have gained certain rights and recognition as well, such as having their own particular gender written on their legal documents or their passport or whatever, instead of having to choose between man or woman. And that's awesome, but we still have a lot of work to do for these people. So let's get to it. Okay. All right, thank you guys for watching this. Again, not an expert about this, still learning. If you have any good reads, resources, or whatever's about Hijra or Indian culture, let me know. And if you're learning English and you want the questions that go along with this video used as a listening and vocabulary exercise, email me. My email is in the description below, and I'm happy to send that worksheet to you with another worksheet that has the answers. I leveled the worksheet at C1 level or above. Otherwise, I'll see you soon. Next time, we're going to talk about Native America and two-spirited people. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, do that. Bye.